This is Klingon Academy, and this is one of the better Star Trek games. It's the sequel to Starfleet Academy, which I didn't actually play, and this is something quite remarkable. It's got Christopher Plummer and David Warner, who reprised their roles from Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, which is obviously a big draw. And here we see this really cool Klingon city and architecture, something we've never seen much of in any of the series, we just see these static shots. Look, Klingon train! That's cool. Even Klingons need to get the train sometimes. Anyway, yeah, this is a space combat sort of fighting space battle type game, like a lot of Star Trek games, and it's really
this day has arrived.
He's talking.
So many years of training, study, and instruction. Now I, Torlek, son of Rokva, have earned a place in this hall. The honor to my family name alone was worth the struggle. But what will the general think? Will he recognize that I possess the strength to lead my fellow warriors into battle? Will he? He's here.
Look at him. General Chang.
I officially welcome you to the Klingon Defense Forces Elite Command Academy. You have surpassed your peers to earn a place within this distinguished hall. But I tell you, this is not enough. In the days to come, you will be tested well beyond your current limitations. Most of you will fail, and failure will mean your immediate dismissal from this institution. Past achievements mean nothing here. I am not interested in the names of your fathers, nor of your family's lineage. What I am interested in is your breaking point. How will you conduct yourselves in battle? How far will you go to preserve your honor and fulfill your duty? These are simple questions that will decide the fate of our empire. One day there will be a war with our true enemy, the Federation. There are those who disagree, but it will happen. Before that day arrives, your role within this great conflict must be determined. This academy was conceived to create the very finest warship commanders in the galaxy. Those few of you who succeed will be granted immediate command of a warship. For those who do not, there will be no disgrace. Whatever becomes of you, either at this academy or beyond, never forget, you are all Klingon warriors. Klingon warriors. I have placed a challenge before you. Let us conclude this address and begin the trials. What a fine collection of warriors. So eager for battle. Are you prepared to destroy your enemy?
Yeah!
Really?
Kapla!
Today, you will fire the first shots in a campaign that will lead to the destruction of the Federation. This campaign is not real, but I assure you, it will be worse than real. If you can defeat them in my simulated trials, you will be able to defeat them anywhere, at any time. I believe you know when an enemy intends you harm, but are you truly prepared? Have you meticulously observed your enemy? Have you discerned his weaknesses, appraised his strengths, discovered his greatest hopes and fears? To know your enemy is to defeat him before you have faced him. Do not wait until you meet in the coldness of space, for space is the harshest instructor. In any future conflict, the Federation expects a coordinated assault by the Klingon and Romulan empires. They expect us to seize territory along the border, then entrench ourselves for a protracted conflict. Therefore, we will do no such thing. We will begin by creating a breach in the infamous neutral zone. Your task, as part of the Gorkon Group 1, will be to pave the way for our heavy strike forces. Over the years, Starfleet has installed powerful sensor probe nets along their side of the neutral zone to monitor our movements. While a cloaked vessel is extremely difficult to detect under normal conditions, it can be traced at short range by a sufficiently powerful probe net. We must destroy their probe nets without alerting Starfleet before our strike groups can cross the neutral zone. Jamming cruisers will be positioned along the probe net in the Targa sector. Once these are in place and all communications jammed, you will destroy the sensor probes and their monitoring stations. Now, make your approach. Under cloak. The element of surprise must be maintained. Good hunting.
Kabla. Yeah, I don't dare talk over a Klingon general.
Commander Thokmok is hailing the fleet.
Commander Fuckmuck.
I am Instructor Thokmok.
Yeah,
and it is I who will evaluate your performance within these trials. It is my duty to recommend your advancement when you have earned it, or to seek your dismissal if you have failed.
Recognize the voice?
Do not confuse me with my famous brother, Colonel Worf, the Imperial Arbiter for the High Council.
Arbitrator.
I am not here to speak for you or to defend you.
No, I don't mind talking over him.
I'm here to help General Chang test you beyond your breaking point. Now that you know this, we will begin. In this mission, cadets, you are responsible for creating a breach in the Federation probe net along the neutral zone. You must destroy the monitoring stations in your assigned systems and several of their sensor probes. The element of surprise is crucial. Jamming cruisers have been ordered to disrupt enemy communications within each targeted system. Approach your targets while cloaked. Your assigned jamming cruiser will signal you for when to commence the attack. After your targets are destroyed, remain with your assigned jamming cruiser until it warps out. May Otter guide you, cadets. Cloak your vessels and proceed to the Federation border. Thokmok out.
Captain, we have received our assignment. We are to hit the Beta Ceti monitoring station and its probe net.
Destroying probes. This is not worthy of a Klingon warrior. Anyway, now this game is kind of hard to get to run on modern systems. You can already see a little bit of glitching. Those little white dots, but it is just about playable. I actually consider. Sometimes I consider getting a new. I mean, not a new, an old. Well, setting up an old.
Engage cloak.
Cloaking device activated. Let's set a course for the Beta Ceti system. Warp 8. Yeah, I consider getting setting up another PC just to run these old games and install an old operating system so they run right. But there's no DOS box for old Windows basically. But I don't know how I'd even record from that because such an old PC would not be good at recording. Anyway, here we are at the probe net. Let's proceed. Oh.
We have arrived in the Beta Ceti system undetected, sir.
Now, you see these numbers at the bottom. You can give commands to all of your different crew. So let's get the engineer to set the power allocation to
Engage
stealth
power
mode.
allocation.
Which I think takes
The Huia Gong has begun jamming the system, sir. We are clear to proceed with our attack.
Okay. There's the asteroid base, which is one of the primary targets. Now, the simplest way to come out of cloak is to set the power allocation mode to battle, and we're at 15,000 kilocams, so we're in weapons range, firing disruptors and a torpedo. Now, get out of the way. It's important to keep moving so that you don't get shot at. Well, you still get shot at, but so you don't get hit. Especially in a small ship like a bird of prey. You get bigger ships later in the game. It's kind of arcadey, but it's you're not piloting a fighter. This is not an X-wing or a TIE fighter. It's a starship. It's big and it's cumbersome, even the smaller ones. So you've got to.
A Federation Federation starship has entered the system.
Ah, the game's afoot, eh? Let's just see if they have any teeth. Cycle through targets. The USS Banting. Closing. A science vessel. Is this what the Federation sends? You have no teeth. You will die, Federation scum. Oh, he has some weapons. Okay, let's set science officer. Set the visual to wide angle. Now I can see better now. All the better to kill you with. I mean, see you with, so I can kill you with. See, when that turns red, I can fire my disruptors. There's some limited amount of auto aiming, especially for the disruptors, but the photon torpedoes you need to. See what I mean about the turning? It's just barely staying. Yeah, the photon torpedoes, you need to basically have them fairly on target, which is weird because they are guided. A photon torpedo is not like an energy blast; it's actually a physical torpedo with guidance systems. Now, I'm not really explaining the controls very well. It's kind of simple. You can see on the left, you can see on the left, the bottom left, there's my shield indicators. Similarly, on the enemy ship, that Oberth class starship, first seen in Star Trek 3, the Grissom, which was much less of a threat than this. It didn't even fire weapons, it just got shot once. Commander Cruz was kind of displeased because he wanted prisoners and decided to disintegrate his weapons officer for failing him. That's what Klingons are like sometimes. I think Cruz was a bit mean even for a Klingon though. Played by Christopher Lloyd. Brilliantly played. Some people say the Star Trek 3 isn't very good, but I like it if only for the performance of Christopher Lloyd in it. Oh. And you know, there's some great performance from William Shatner as well when his son is killed. You know. Spoiler alert, sorry. Come on, if you haven't seen Star Trek 3, who are you? I see what I mean about the torpedoes. It's really hard to hit. Now I can target subsystems. Let's do that. I want to target their impulse. There we go. Make them an easier target. Cripple their legs. Oh god. That was shit. I hit him. There is collision in this game. Yeah. They died in battle. Klingon warriors. They are in Stovokor. Because we're, still believe in the afterlife and the future, apparently. Yeah, anyway, I shouldn't get into that. It's weird, there's like, all the humans in Star Trek, I'm getting into it anyway, all the humans in Star Trek are, implicitly atheists, but only aliens have religion. Oh shit, I'm getting into the mine net as well. Fortunately my shields are... You can see I've got front, rear, left, right, and dorsal and ventral shields, which means top and bottom. I didn't say starboard. Fuck, I'm being... Okay, I think I should deal with some of these mines. Shit. Oof. I should probably target a mine if I want to destroy it. Okay, this is getting out of hand. And again, maybe I should finish off this ship. Those mines aren't that powerful. Let's just get this one. There we go. What? No!
We are experiencing massive hull ruptures across all decks.
Fuck's sake. Must have taken a direct hit from a photon torpedo.
You allowed yourself to die before completing your mission. Such failure cannot be tolerated no matter the circumstances.
Oh yeah, it's a it's a simulation.
What
okay.
a fine collection.
I'll get back to roughly the same spot and then continue.